Hello, this is James. So, on the heels of the skill video, we're doing the ban list video, the card ban list video, and Konami has heard us, so let's talk about the new ban list and the implications. So the first and most stringent, limited to only one, Massive Morph. This card slowed down duels too often, so we're limiting it to improve game pacing. This hurts the most. Now, I love it because now my ladies are not being engorged to gross proportions and they can attack directly as is their right. But this hurts the most because it goofs up a lot of my farm decks. A lot of my farm decks use Massive Morph to buff up the opponent's monster and then siphon off the life points. So say goodbye to Turtle Farm, say goodbye to Raw Kisatai Farm, and I think we could stand to have a PvP ban list and then like a PvE ban list, so then, you know, farming cards are protected, but it only means that we have to make new decks, even if they're farm decks, because that is, after all, the point of the game. Alright, semi-limited, only 2 may be included. So, Secret Pass to the Treasures and Assault Armor, we will recognize these from the Silent Swordsman OTK deck. You only get one copy of the Assault Armor from one purchase of the Structure deck, so if you're free to play, you only have one Assault Armor, and you would probably run 2 Secret Pass over a Secret Pass and an Assault Armor. But that's just me. I think that this is good. This is good. So this doesn't hurt your farm decks. You can still do your Gravekeeper, Secret Pass, Double Union, blah blah blah. Even in ones that use enemy controller, because you're only using one enemy controller and one Secret Pass. So limiting the OTK without hitting anyone's shiny new Silent Swordsman cards. That's very good. And you're even allowing farm decks to continue to exist. They're hitting enemy controller, limited to 2. It's about time. I'm a little sick. I'm a little sick and tired of seeing the enemy controller. Even though it's great, even though I love it, even though you can make those pro cheese plays, you can make those hard reads for the safe econ take. I want to see the new cards. I want space to be made for the new cards, and then actually in my lovely harem, we also have Amazoness Ambush. We're going to talk more about this. Amazoness Ambush is limited to 2, so basically you have to choose between enemy controller and Amazoness Ambush. No way you're going to run 1 and 1, so I think I'll replace my enemy controllers with super rushes. I have 2 enemy controllers in my Harem Beloved deck. So 2 super rushes, maybe the deck will run better. Cup of Ace, I don't think nobody running a serious deck runs Cup of Ace, so I have neutral feelings about this. Hitting the Hero Shadow Scout, so this is not burn, this is not stall, this is mill, and I'm perfectly fine with this, because I only have 2 Hero Shadow Scout, or maybe even 1. Yeah, or maybe 2. Anyway, I only have like 2 to begin with, so that's fine. The big fat hit, this just taking the hand of the lawn and spanking the grass. You gotta choose between your Rose Lover and your Martial Leaf. What are you gonna do? You gonna run only 1 Martial Leaf and 1 Rose Lover? No. Okay, so playing as Sylvans, and Sylvans are actually the deck I did the best with in the WCQ. Really making hay from that Rose Lover, Carrot Lover interaction, but also the Martial Leaf, getting those free kills. So now we know that Konami is willing to limit card trader cards. I had this discussion with my subs before, and now we know if a card trader card is proving to be a problem or constantly popping up, then it will get hit. So we have that knowledge now. Probably in your Sylvan decks, you're going to choose your Martial Leafs over your Rose Lovers. But yeah, that really goofs it up because you know, you want those free kills. But then, you know what? You know what? Actually, I think Rose Lover. Yeah, I think Rose Lover, because there's stuff that protects against, you know, destruction. We don't have anything that protects against banish, but we have stuff that protects against targeting destruction. So yeah, actually, you know what? Actually, I take that back. It's gonna be Rose Lover over Martial Leaf. I think Rose Lover is the stronger card, even though Martial Leaf gives you those free destroys and it can be recycled, and he's just oh so cute. I think that Rose Lover making your, because otherwise, you know, without Martial Leaf, your Guardioak and your Hermitry can still destroy because they're still pretty big, and oh, but yeah, but you know, you can't do the Sylvans and the Econ takes anymore. Yeah. Ooh. I mean, obviously, of those three enemy controllers, the first one to go. But yeah, I think Rose Lover, because then, you know, you're safe from the treacherous. You're safe from the treacherous trap hole, and Martial Leaf does not provide against that. Konami respecting the power of the Harem, but not so much as to debilitate it. Amazoness Ambush limited to 2. So, again, in this situation, you're choosing between enemy controller and the ambush. That's no choice at all. Ambush is the essential card for Amazoness decks. So you're gonna have your 2 ambush. You're gonna have 0 enemy controllers, which really is only terrible for the Cyber Angels matchup. So now Amazoness decks are more vulnerable to Cyber Angels, but it just means that you want to keep your, well, Super Rush can fill that void, and you're gonna want to keep your Swordswoman in hand to force that if they want to attack into it and get damage and all that good stuff. So obviously, you know, I mean, we're only losing 1 ambush, and you can't use enemy controller in Amazoness decks anymore. But it's not as bad as the Sylvan hit. Like it's like restart. Like that deck is now done. Wow, so much less efficient. But you know what? I am looking forward to the flexibility of nature as it rises together to patch up this hole. And then Cyber Petite. So only because these two are next to each other. So again, Amazoness Ambush now precludes the enemy controller. Enemy controller is the best defense against Cyber Angels, even though you're not seeing Cyber Angels anymore. So I would like to think that Konami kept that in mind when they limited. Wait, limited? Yeah. Oh, semi-limited. When they semi-limited Cyber Petite, because if memory serves, both Dankini and Machine Angel Ritual are also semi-limited. So you can only pick 2 of those 3 cards. You can't have Machine Angel Ritual, Cyber Petite, and Dankini all in your deck together. You have to pick your 2. And that would probably be a Dankini and a Cyber Petite, and just cut the Machine Angel Ritual all together, which effectively makes Cyber Petite a Senju because you're using it to search a Cyber Angel monster. Yeah, I don't think. I think that's what you would do. Now, I am viewing this from the lens of free-to-play, and I think that this hurts free-to-play Cyber Angels players because for us, Cyber Petite was basically a cheap Senju. If you had 1 Senju and 2 Cyber Petite, then you know you could reasonably play Cyber Angels. I don't think you're going to play Cyber Angels without Dankini. So now all you have is your Dankini and your Cyber Petite, and that greatly limits the flexibility of Cyber Petite, and is going to make more people want to get those Senjus, but I'm trying to not be a conspiracy theorist. Pulse Mines, semi-limited. I want this card to be limited. But again, I'm biased because the Gears are strong against the Harem. But I am glad to see that they're acknowledging the power of the Pulse Mines. Like, Pulse Mines, just being able to change the defense position for that whole turn, all monsters summon that turn. So even if you hit it, they pop Pulse Mines, and then you know, if it's an early turn, you can't get in there and do any damage. So that's good to see. And this is not Card Trader. This is event. This is from the Esperoba event. And Destiny Hero Celestial. The Masked Heroes. Okay, so now again, are you gonna go enemy controller or, well, okay, so I only have 2 Destiny Hero Celestial. So Konami, I think unintentionally raising up the free-to-play. So now you there's no longer any point to getting another structure deck for a 3rd Celestial, because it is limited to 2, and you have to choose between your Celestial and your enemy controller. I don't think you're gonna run one, like the Celestial preventing the top deck situation is simply far too important. So I think basically what this, in summation, what this ban list does, it hits the burn decks, it hits the my favorite farm decks, but we'll just make new ones. It hits the Silent Swordsman OTK, it puts a fat smackdown on the Sylvans, and then it also precludes Sylvans, Amazons, actually Cyber Angels, and Masked Heroes from playing enemy controller. Which is actually pretty interesting. I wonder how they came to that conclusion. And finally, a show of mercy, just so that, you know what, I think that they saved this one, because Red Eyes has been out of really the competitive meta, and don't say, oh, it's consistent, whatever. Like, I haven't seen it at all for months. So this is no longer a relevant removal, and I think that they saved it for a show of mercy, because this is brutal, especially for the Cyber Sylvans, for the Sylvans. So a show of mercy. We get our 3rd Red Eye Spirit back, and it gives players of these decks a little bit of hope that one day their favorite nature children, or whatever this thing is, or the Masked Heroes will be returned to their full power. But I still think the Amazons are gonna. You know what? That's gonna be my new deck. It's gonna be Amazons with sealed tombs, and spellbooks can suck it. All right, so I like this ban list. I like the skill rebalancing. This has been my discussion of the former. Thank you for watching.